Donald Trump just held one of the strangest and most embarrassing press events we've seen yet. He fills the White House with billionaires, oligarchs, and tech titans. Then he brings in the press and completely melts down when asked the simplest questions. What unfolds looks less like a functioning presidency and more like a reality show gone off the rails. And Melania? She's basically acting as Trump's caretaker at this point. Let me show you exactly what went down. Trump gets asked a straightforward question about Vladimir Putin, and he can't even process it. He's mumbling, he's stalling, and then Melania literally leans in and reminds him what the question was about. She's coaching him like he's frail and confused.
Your phone call with Ukrainian President Zelensky today, do you plan to speak with Russia's President Putin in the near future?
What?
If you will speak with President Putin in the near future.
I will be, yeah, I will be. We're having a very good dialogue. I settled 7 wars.
This is not strength. This is not leadership. This is a weak, sickly man who doesn't even understand the words coming out of a reporter's mouth. And then he rambles about how he settled 7 wars. Nobody can name them because it's fantasy. He's making it up. Then Trump gets asked about tomorrow's jobs report. Remember, he already fired the Bureau of Labor Statistics commissioner for giving him numbers he didn't like. Now he's undermining the credibility of the data before it even comes out. Watch this.
Mr. President, tomorrow we have a jobs report coming out, the first since the BLS commissioner who you fired won't be there. A lot of people will be turning to you to see if you believe the data that's released. Can you commit to saying the data will be credible?
The number, I don't know, they come out tomorrow, but the real numbers that I'm talking about are going to be whatever it is, but will be in a year from now when these monstrous, huge, beautiful places, they're palaces of genius. And when they start opening up, you're seeing, I think you'll see job numbers that are going to be absolutely incredible. Right now, it's a lot of construction numbers, but you're going to see job numbers like our country has never seen before.
Did you catch that? He basically said the numbers might not be real, but maybe a year from now, we'll see the real numbers. Folks, that is a dictator's move. Discredit the independent institution so only he can tell you what's true. He doesn't want facts, he wants control. Later, Trump goes back to claiming he thought the Russia-Ukraine war would be easy to solve because he gets along so well with Putin. He says it's shocking that it's actually hard. This is the man who promised to end the war in 24 hours.
Thank you, Mr. President. I have 2 questions for you. First, after your phone call with Ukrainian President Zelensky today, do you plan to speak with Russia's President Putin in the near future?
What?
If you will speak with President Putin in the near future.
I will be, yeah, I will be. We're having a very good dialogue. I settled 7 wars. The one that I thought would be maybe one of the easiest. You know that feeling? You think one thing is going to be easier, turns out to be a little bit tougher. But the one that I thought would be an easier one because of my relationship with President Putin and with Ukraine and everything else, I thought it would be the Russia-Ukraine disaster where this week 7,014 people were killed. Soldiers, in most cases soldiers, a few from Kiev, relatively few, but mostly soldiers, and they're being killed at levels that we haven't seen since World War II. And they're not American. They're not from any of the countries that some of you are from, but they're people, they're souls, and we'll get it done. But that's turned out to be the most difficult of the group. You know, I settled 3 wars. One was 31 years going. A lot of people killed, 10 million people. Another was 34, and another was 37 years it was going on. And people said, you can't settle them, and I settled them. This one turned out to be more difficult.
He's treating war like a real estate negotiation, like he's haggling over a hotel lobby design. And real people are dying while he fantasizes about his great relationship with Putin. And then the circus really kicks in. One of these sycophantic reporters lobs a question at Trump and Zuckerberg about UK censorship. Zuckerberg freezes, looks to Trump like a scared child looking for help, and Trump cracks a joke about it being the start of Zuckerberg's political career.
You'll be heading to the UK in a few weeks. Yesterday, Nigel Farage was on Capitol Hill. He really was talking a lot about pushing back on censorship online. He was asking politicians like yourself, some of the people in this room, to really push back on that. How concerning is that to you? And Mr. Zuckerberg, if you don't mind answering, how concerning is that to you, the lack of freedom of speech online in the UK?
You didn't think you'd get that question, did you? He's looking at me saying, how the hell? He's saying, how did I get that question? If you'd like to answer, free speech.
Sorry, I actually wasn't paying attention. But it seems
to be a crackdown. The British government seems to be cracking down on social media posts, people being arrested for tweets, social posts. Just wondering how concerning that is to you, Mr. President, and Mr. Zuckerberg.
This is the beginning of your political career.
No, it's not.
I will just say that in terms of UK, strange things are happening over there. They are cracking down, and surprisingly so. And I've spoken to the Prime Minister, and let's see what happens. But it is a little bit different situation. I'm very surprised to see what's happening are you talking about the UK in particular, right? Yeah, I'm very surprised to see what's happening. Sad. It's not a good thing.
Then Trump gets asked about the New York mayoral race. He says he's not meddling, but immediately meddles by demanding candidates drop out so his preferred candidate can win. Watch this.
No, please, in the back.
President, are you urging or encouraging any candidates in the New York City mayor's race to drop out, to clear the field?
No, I don't like to see a communist become mayor, I will tell you that. And I don't think you can win unless you have one-on-one, because somehow he's gotten a little bit of a lead. I have no idea how that happened, but I'd prefer not to have a communist mayor of New York City. And, that's what he is based on his policy, if you look at his statements in the past. So I would like to see two people drop out and have it be one-on-one. And I think that's a race that could be won. Yeah.
At one point, Trump thanks the press and jokes about how people thought he was dying over the weekend. Everyone laughs. Everyone plays along. And I just sit here stunned that this is treated as entertainment instead of a crisis. This isn't funny.
I just want to thank everybody for being here. I want to thank the media. They've been very nice lately, although I'm still here. So we have to... They made a couple of bad predictions. That was not good. I've never had that feeling before. I went to an event and people are coming up to me and saying, "You're still here." I said, "What do they mean by that? I didn't hear about this." But anyway, I do. The press has been great in terms of this industry, and they understand the importance of it. This is...
Finally, you've got MAGA Republicans claiming Trump is the most transparent president ever on the Epstein files. Trump has released nothing. He's attacked victims. He calls it all a hoax. These people think we're idiots, but we're not.
I've spoken to the president myself about this many times, and he is as insistent as we are. He is the most transparent president in memory, probably in the history of the country. As you know, he stops. If he were here now, he would stand here and take your questions endlessly.
We see through the lies, the gaslighting, the endless corruption. So that's where we are. A president who can't answer basic questions, who invents fake wars he supposedly ended, who undermines our economy, and who surrounds himself with billionaires while ordinary Americans suffer. If you're as disgusted as I am, make sure you subscribe. Let's keep growing this community of people who see through the lies and fight back with facts.